Welcome back to Face It TV and ECS Europe. We are going into our game number 1, and we are going to be here with Fnatic versus EnVy, an old matchup. Different teams, of course. Things have changed quite a bit since the sort of legendary matches we used to see where they were number 1 and 2 in the world, fighting in almost every final. But it still should be a pretty impressive game.
Yeah, no, I mean, well, to do the introduction, just because you always forget to leave our names out, I'm Harry, This is Tom. So there we go, just a little brief get-to-know-each-other kind of thing. Yeah, we're going to be hopping into Dust any minute now. And like you say, it is Fnatic versus EnVyUs. And, well, I think it's going to be one hell of a game. I mean, both teams have their star players that can kind of rise up, as we were speaking about in the pre-game. Sure. You know, a few players to kind of keep your eyes on, of course, are going to be Kenny S. If he's feeling it with the AWP. You know, as you would expect, Dust 2 is going to be a little bit of just a dominating performance from him, hopefully. And, you know, potentially Dennis as well, if he's feeling it as he was yesterday.
I want to see who picks it up, because, of course, in terms of their roster, Olaf has always been very good at picking it up. He's a great AWPer. He's a great all-round player, so that's kind of a difficult one. But Twist as well, they've sort of been switching it around. And really, with Twist, I think he's such an explosive player that having him on that AWP could actually be incredibly valuable for them and their team. However, on this map, I don't know which way they're really going to go about it. I'm definitely looking forward to see what they have to offer. As said, I know a bit more about the setup of EnVy because it seems to be a bit more standard, although with Sixer in the lineup now, they could have changed things a bit since I last saw them. It was only, what, a WSG when they were facing off. Well, they did pretty well, actually. They got all the way through the group. They won the group. They beat Astralis on Dust 2. Very close game, 16-14. Astralis, even though they have had their problems, Dust 2 has been one of their pinnacle maps. They absolutely destroyed Godsend on it before going on to lose. So definitely looking good for EnVy in the form of this Dust 2 map. But they are up against Fnatic, and they've been an explosive team, to say the least. Twist, well, he's going to challenge mid, and he is going to lose.
Yeah, actually loses to the Glock there at that range. Finds the tag on a Kenny S, but doesn't pick up the frag. The man advantage is going to be going the way of EnVyUs very early on. Now they're looking to try and capitalize on this. You see them sending 2 players into towards lowest, and they keep the bomb in top mid. Protected, of course, by Kenny, despite being on only 14 points of health. It was looking like Happy was going to try and make something work out towards long, but now instead to make his way down mid. And olofmeister going to be the player here to try and hold this one back. It's looking like a B split is going to be the thing on the cards right now. It's Bomb and 3 other players making their way in towards upper tunnels.
Yeah, of course, the T's are going to be making their way forward. The man advantage definitely going to help them out. Will be Letcro sat towards the back of B. Does have support from Olaf, ready and waiting, and he's going to have to do the damage. Already finds the first, looking for the second and grabs it as well. Olaf has pushed in the meantime, and they have brought this back. It's a 2v2 with MBK actually doing the damage onto the site, and Happy, well, doing what he does best, lurking around the back. Will catch Wenton, so now it's all down to Dennis. You wouldn't want anybody else. He's got the armor, he's got the kit, and he's got his trusty pistol, but he doesn't have the round.
Yeah, he's going to be going down. EnVyUs are going to be able to pick up that first round on the board. Big problem there is they lost Twist so early on in mid. He kept taking the duel, even though he was losing it. Kept just getting tagged down, and then he falls. I mean, look, there's the shot from MBK right at the start of the round. An amazing shot, needless to say, with the Glock, but MBK just came up huge. It was looking like Lekro was going to be the player to put in the work, but MBK finds 3 frags there, so it is a very crucial round. The pistol round, of course, going to be on the board now for EnVyUs. Going to be heading into the second round, the anti-eco, and on the side of Fnatic, a force fight, as you would expect. Lekro up on the scout. And other than that, 3 deagles and a 5-7 to try and see them through.
Quite a risky buy coming out from EnVy, though. They've only got 1 rifle. It's 3 SMGs and a tech. So in terms of the buy, they're not actually that far apart, which is quite surprising considering they actually won the round. MBK, of course, the security role, a player who can just, well, he's always sort of been very, very talented. Never the star. He's never taken that sort of role, but he is going to try and do just that in this round at least. Of course, going on to the site, the B site that is, and Lekro waiting with the scout, and well, he's down and out before anything can happen. Happy's already got out mid and made things much more difficult for any rotations, and well, he's going to continue to look. It's looking like the MAC-10s will do the damage. At least Olaf will manage to get 1, and the nade from Kenny may just be enough. In fact, close to getting a second as well with Wenton very low. But really, this should be nice cleanup, and well, considering how risky the buy was, the investment from EnVy was little, they're able to make quite a bit of money off that round.
Yeah, everyone on the side of EnVy is putting in some work that round. 1 frag for everyone, as they are able to take it in a fairly dominant fashion. They only lose Happy, who was, of course, trying to play mid aggressively. He gets taken down. But aside from that, and you know, it's in the back 10. Aside from that, they do keep everyone alive, so it's going to be good for the old economy. And at this round, Fnatic, well, they're just going to have to bite the bullet, take the eco. You do have a flash up on Twist, but that's really it, as they are just on vanilla oosps. Other than that, Flash going to be making its way out mid. Happy trying to go for the peak as well. There are only many players here for him to try and find. Wenton, though, finds that frag. Actually, 2 nice taps with the USPS to take down Happy. And with that, Kenny trying to remedy this. Finds the first frag and finds the second and third as well. So 3 frags on the cards now for Kenny in this round. And he locks in that third round very dominantly indeed. But now, most importantly, we reach the rifle buy for the side of Fnatic.
Yeah, and it's not bad. Of course, we see Lecro go for nades over a sort of heavier duty rifle, and I think that may actually be the better decision from him, because he's going to firstly want to be able to cross mid. That's what the HE was used for. Saves the smoke, which is definitely the smart decision to make, and he still has a Molotov ready for any sort of aggression coming in onto the B site. So definitely investing wisely for his B site hold. In terms of the Ts, they have gone for a little bit of a skimp. I think Apex is very, very good at using these SMGs in the buy rounds, and you look at the amount of head armor currently on the Fnatic side, it's going to be just as deadly. Well, it doesn't matter about the AK shot. Wenton's going to be down and out, and that's long control lost already for the CT side.
Yeah, but I mean, EnVyUs actually not looking to capitalize on that. Instead, looking like they want to make their way through lower tunnels, potentially kind of trying to fake this one out. They find the early kill in towards long. But now there's 2 players over by short. They send the remaining 3 in through tunnels for the side of EnVyUs, just trying to wait this one out. 2 guys in towards B in the form of Lecro and Olofmeister. They don't over-rotate just yet. They're keeping it 2-2, but Kenny's going to find that first frag out on Electro. Now it's all on Olofmeister to try and shut down this push. Going to find the first, finds the second as well. But he is going to get taken down. Kenny coming up huge with the AWP, finds 2 frags, puts it into a 3-on-2. And with how far away Twist and Dennis are, I think they're just going to try and save this one.
Yeah, the chance to actually get back into the B site is very, very slim. It's one of the hardest sites probably in the whole game to actually retake, just because of the close angles. There's only a few places you can actually push into, and every time you should have a disadvantage. It does take a very skilled team and a team with great timing and normally quite a bit of utility to actually get themselves back into the round. Now in this case, well, there's no kit, there's no nades apart from 1 flashbang, and for the CT side, coming in with 2,900 loss bonus in the next round, it does seem like the right decision to just try and save what you have.
Yeah, I mean, well, like you say, it is a fairly smart move from the side of Fnatic, and well, as a result, they're going to pick up another frag as well on the back of that. MBK going to go hunting, and it's going to get punished for it. It's going to come in handy as well. The economy of Fnatic not looking too strong. Saving up these 2 rifles means they could try and scrape together some sort of force buy in this round, which is what we're going to be seeing. Twist has enough, of course, to buy an M4 as well as drop for his teammates, and well, so does Dennis. So the 2 players that saved are actually doing some work in terms of the economical advantage here. They are able to scrape together a fairly decent buy, good bit of utility as well. EnVyUs, on the other hand, though, they've got everything they're going to need. You've got the AWP up on Kenny, 4 rifles, and so much utility for them to play around with.
Yeah, we wait to see whether or not Fnatic will be able to capitalize off this force buy. They have left themselves in a position when, again, they're sort of skimping. You will see aggression from Twist, and well, Kenny is not going to buy the bullet, isn't able to find that frag, doesn't really get too much time to actually do so, and they're going to expend a bit of utility to try and actually take over short control. Quite a common ploy for the T side to make early on. Twist, he is going to be playing a sort of close position, but peeks out aggressively, and Kenny is still holding the angle, not blind. And this already gives them that man advantage they were so dearly looking for. Now, Dennis, he is playing over towards Goose. The problem is there's nobody to bait him in from short. Normally, this position becomes way more valuable if you have an AWPer or somebody at least shooting in. Now, you do have Wenton rotating away, but then again, this leaves long open. So either way, they're leaving something to be idolized pretty much from the EnVy side. There's something they can capitalize on. And well, at the moment, it is looking like it may be Dennis. He's going to have to go big. Wenton will be playing that cross row. And now we have to look towards Dennis. And he pounces, but only grabs one. MBK is very quick to trade and get the second as well. And EnVy, well, they've already done enough. This should be a very difficult retake. Once again, Olov, Lecro, they know that they're again getting the loss bonus of 3,400. The only problem is Olov's position is one that's going to be horrific to try and escape from.
Yeah, he's going to pick up 1 frag, but MBK there to find a 3rd into this round. Takes down the saving Fnatic member. Well, now it's all Lecro, 1 versus 3. EnVyUs, they're going to be trying to hunt him down a little bit. I mean, you've got $8,000 up on Kenny, $5,550 up on MBK as well, so plenty of kind of money for them to be playing around with. They can afford to throw a little bit away, and of course, if they take the Famous out of the hands of Lecro, the buy from Fnatic is going to be non-existent.
Yeah, it will have to just be pistols. I think that has to be the case anyway, so I'm not actually too frustrated by the fact that Lecro goes down, because I wouldn't want to see them force into the next round. I don't think there's really too much value in it. And in terms of how that round went, it was just an MBK show. Most of it was those 2 entry kills. The rest is just cleanup. But the cleanup is going to force them back to a sort of eco standpoint. A few pistols on the board. And of course, well, it's Fnatic, and we're going to see those Deags.
Yeah, just 5 Deagles across the board. Going to be curious to see what they can do with this. It is a nice kind of a idea for them to be doing. Something that we see actually a lot the German teams opt to go for in the form of
CIS
alternate
well.
attacks. Yeah, they're quite renowned for their 5 Deagle buy. So it's nice to see Fnatic, you know, bringing a little bit of other teams kind of strategies into their play. Twisty trying to start this off, finds some damage onto MBK in mid as he goes aggressive. Meanwhile, Apex over towards that A site does take down Wenham, but Twist is there to equalize things back out to a 4-on-4. Lekro in towards B takes down Happy, who was the lurk player into this round. And well, now there's only 3 members of EnVyUs left alive. They do get the A site. Dennis just going to be falling on back. Does give it up, but he gets one on the cross, putting this Deagle to work. If you look for the second as well, Kenny's going to get caught out, but doesn't get taken down. Does get tagged a little bit, but it's a 2-on-3. Bomb's going to get planted. They do have 2 AKs to try and come into this with, and well, they've got the armor up on Twist as well, so aim punches are going to infect him. The only danger is he's only got 6 HP, so he's going to be throwing that over to Lekro as they try and retake this site 3 versus 2.
This is Kenny's spot, though. This is where he defends from, but it doesn't matter. 2 quick headshots come out. The 2 AKs are so quick to find the head, and it doesn't matter. They don't get shot at all. The aim punch will not take them down. And that's finally going to be a round on the board for Fnatic. Not one that was almost expected. And of course, the bonus for the win, plus the couple of extra weapons that they found, is definitely going to help them in the future. But they're still going to be pretty close to getting towards that reset if they lose this round. So they do have to be a little bit careful. They want to get themselves rolling off the back of this rather than just going, okay, Envy, we're going to give you one or take one away and then just hand it straight back to you once again.
Yeah, I mean, well, Fnatic currently, the one round they have got so far has been on the back of a force buy, so it is perhaps a little bit of a turning point for them, like you say. It's important they keep the momentum up. If they do allow themselves to get reset, it's going to benefit EnVyUs a lot more than it hurt them. And, well, currently we are going to be seeing EnVyUs making their way through top mid. They've also got 2 players down in towards lowers. Meanwhile, Fnatic, they're going for a 2-3 setup. They finally rotate Olafmeister in through mid, and it's looking like Twist is going to be trying to play CT to back him up. Crossfire going to be set up nicely, but EnVyUs not looking to take mid this time around, sending 3 players up towards short and leaving 1 over towards long in the form of Happy.
MBK again on the entry kill. Very aggressive push coming out. Dennis will be there to trade with the AWP, but it's all MBK at the moment, doing all the work for his team. Pushes straight out, and is he going to get this frag as well? Ridiculous stuff from Nathan, picking up his 3rd kill of the round. Just basically taking it all by storm, make it a 4th. There's only Olaf left, and MBK, he's looking for that reset. Kenny is going to lose his life, but it's the ace. MBK single-handedly dismantling Fnatic.
Yeah, just going to be completely shutting them down into that round. And well, that is exactly what you want to be seeing. 3 members of EnVyUs stay alive as well. But I mean, just look at this from MBK. He went completely huge. He's been playing so well lately, and it's so refreshing to see him just stepping up to the market, you know, being exactly where you need them to be. It's going to go 1-6 as EnVyUs they secure a 5-round advantage and put Fnatic onto the back foot once again. Trying to make it work with a bit of a Deagle fight coming out, but Twist is going to be the first to fall in towards long. It's going to give EnVyUs positioning out long doors, and they're already trying to capitalize on that. 3 players here looking to make their way up towards there. Dennis does find one onto Happy in lower tunnels. Aggressive up and towards top mid. It's going to be Olafmeister, but he's going to get taken down in the process. MBK does find it, puts it back with a 1-man advantage in favor of EnVyUs. And now look at Apex, finds 1 frag, looks for the second, finds the headshot out into Lekro, and they know where Dennis is. It's going to be 6 to finish him. And well, now 1-7 is the scoreline.
And this is already starting to get a little bit too far gone for the Fnatic side. They need to step up in the next round or so. It will be Dennis with the AWP, and well, Olaf can only get a FAMAS if he wants any utility, and well, that will be the case. They have been very slow to start so far. A little bit of a spam from Kenny, won't find anything just yet. It's a pretty standard setup coming in once again for the CT side. Will be a little bit of early push towards B to make sure no rush can come in, and the hold from Twist over towards mid. Actually very aggressive in his standpoint. Maybe able to catch a couple of players. Only 1. MBK's reactions are enough.
Yeah, but he does do good damage though. Takes MBK down to 8 HP in the process. He's going to get traded out though, and as a result, mid's going to be handed over towards EnVyUs. And once again, though, they fall on back. They're not trying to capitalize on it. And they actually make their way back up towards top mid. They send Happy in towards short, and now looking like they're going to be trying to split out on towards this A site. Now, they haven't really done it too much. Wenton still dedicated to this long angle, though. He's going to go towards blue, just ready and waiting. And the issue is putting him in this position, you know, Fnatic, they've gone for a lot of these kind of angles where you might be able to find 1 frag at best, but then EnVyUs should be able to trade this one out. Saying that, Wenton's able to find 1 on the back of it, looking like he might be able to find a second, but Kenny's there with the AWP. Happy, meanwhile, finds the frag on a Dennis out towards the site, and is actually going to go aggressive in towards CT. Might be able to spot out Lekro on the cross. He does so, does good damage, and well, is just biding his time, completely locking out CT. He's going to leave Olafmeister on his own and isolated up towards short. No one there to trade for him, and as Lekro falls, Olafmeister is going to be trying to save the M4. Falls back off short. Well, now looking like he might try going for this after he finds that frag.
Well, their economy is going to be screwed in the next round anyway, so he may as well just try and actually bring something back and give them a chance in this half at least, because at the moment they're already looking like they're about to lose it 8-7. Either way, he's got to get himself back quickly. Kenny holding over towards Car is going to make things very difficult on the cross, and well, he has a smoke, but already he's going to get tagged down by Sixer. Kenny actually going to be missing the shot, so maybe there is a slight opportunity. He still has a kit, the smoke on the bomb, but Sixer is eventually quick enough to finish things off. And well, this is looking like an EnVy team that's going to be very difficult to beat, because the problem at the moment is the moment when Happy becomes more or very, very valuable for the team is when they're able to sort of get their entries onto the site, open things up, and then he can just be the pain towards the end of the round. The sort of basically the person who's just like, why are you there? Why are you in this position? And that's working wonderfully because MBK is just able to entry onto the site almost every single time. Kenny with the AWP as well is stepping up big, and this is almost looking too easy at the moment for EnVy. Fnatic, well, they're going to be back to pistols once again. No surprise, of course, to us. We knew that the economy was bad after they win one and then they lose a couple in a row. And, well, because of that, they're going to have to try and fight things back with very little.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like we very rarely see Fnatic with rifles in their hand. It's not really giving them a shot back into this. EnVyUs, their economy's going extremely strong. You got a $9,000 up on Sixer. And Kenny, almost 10,000. Second in a very good place. Happy though, out towards this A site, playing the lurk role as per. He's going to be getting tagged down, tries to pull them back. Meanwhile, the rest of the B is making their way out towards this B site. Sixer finds both frags. Olofmeister and Lekko are going to be taken down. Twist able to find one on a Kenny, but Happy still in the back line, trying to be the thorn in their sides. Finds that frag on a Dennis. Twist in mid, does have the orb, but he's got to worry about the B site as well as Happy over towards Shaw. And well, Wenton's just going to be trying to hunt down the Frenchman as he tries to make his way in towards the A site. Bomb is just ticking down. They are going to be trying to save here. Well, Apex catches out Twist on the rotate up through mid, trying to save the AWP. So now it's all on Wenton. There's an AWP literally meters away that he wants to try and save. Does find that frag onto Apex. If I was Wenton, I would just be going for the AWP and looking to try and take that out of this round. And that's exactly what he's going to be doing.
The interesting thing is I actually wonder if Twist even knew he had the AWP. Nice shot from Wenton. He's doing a lot of damage in this round at least. If he can catch Sixer, well, Happy only has 2 HP, so he may even be able to finish off every single player. Of course, we've already said the economy is good for EnVy, and well, I wonder if the AWP will actually get moved. It will. It gets moved towards Wenton, but unfortunately he's still going to fall, and Happy actually goes down to 1 HP, so close to dying himself, but close. No cigar overall, and that's going to be nice, easy stuff in the end. A bit of damage done, as said, by Fnatic, but overall it ends up with them still winning the round, and they've already got 9 on the T side, looking very, very strong so far. By at least will be back on the board for Fnatic. They do have the AWP, and it does seem like when everything goes wrong, when they're having their problems, okay, Twist, now you can have the AWP.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully it's going to bode well for them. We haven't really seen him yet, get to use it yet on the CT side. And he's going to be playing in towards mid. That smoke, they're going to render his position fairly useless as they do make their way up short undetected. Happy meanwhile out towards long. We face the off against Dennis and Wenton. The double stack out towards long doors. No one covering short though, and this is a real problem. They've been relying on Twist solely to provide the information and cover it, and that smoke's completely blocked it off. As a result, Apex hops down in towards mid, finds one in Olaf, and now it's going to be a 4-on-5. Make that a 3-on-5 as just Fnatic are being decimated. Apex to find 2. MBK towards the A site, trying to chime in with 1 and Wenton. Is going to get taken down. Dennis as well finds one on Happy, but Kenny's there to trade things back into their favor. Apex going huge, finds another on Electra. That's 3 frags for him this round. And then Kenny to finish it off with 1 on a Dennis. It's going to go 10-1 as EnVyUs, they're looking so incredibly strong.
Yeah, this is where they just become so difficult to deal with. When MBK and Apex are both finding entry frags, you don't stand a chance. I don't think many teams do, and the problem is at the moment everything EnVy do is working, and there's not really been too much of a counter for it. It's a problem. We talked about yesterday when we were saying, okay, on the first map that they played, it looked like Kenny had to carry them. Here, Kenny, he's just having to sort of get into spots and hold towards the end as Apex and MBK are just going off the chains.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, right now, when you look at it, Kenny and MBK both being kind of 12 and 15 right up at the top of the leaderboard. Well, Elf's going to find that one on a Happy, though. Does put it back into a 4-on-4 to trade things out into this round. But look at the aggression coming out from EnVyUs. I mean, it looks like they were going to be heading over towards long. Now they're making their way back through T-spawn in towards B. It was looking like they were going to be going fast to try and capitalize on that frag in mid, but now they actually slow things down a little bit. And they've had a very good control of the flow of this game, just, you know, knowing when to go aggressive, knowing when to slow things down and play passively. And I think, you know, from Fnatic, I mean, we haven't really seen much control. It's been the whole issue. It has felt like Olofmeister versus the world, and sadly, he's been coming up short. MBK mid, looks like he could get caught out. Finds one, going to find a second as well. And at that point, this is just where, you know, Fnatic, they could call this round as being a huge uphill battle. I mean, when MBK could do that in mid despite being on 14 HP, you know he's on fire. Bomb's going to be going down in towards B. And with MBK and Sixer left to try and defend it, Dennis is going to be in a 1 versus 2 with no utility, no kit. And as a result, it's looking like he might try...
He just got a kit.
Oh, okay, well then there we go. He picks that one up. Picks up a good bit of utility as well. So actually, now he's in with a shot at doing this.
Yeah, no, the two players on the site have actually just thrown away their lives. Kenny and Apex both pushing through. Luckily, MBK, he's just got 3. Well, the first 2 were ridiculous. He takes some heavy damage, but that was an incredible round from MBK, just cleaning things up. Sixer will entry onto the site, and just this moment here, both players push in. He finds both headshots and even finishes off the final frag in the round. I do think they left things a little bit close with their rush through the smoke onto Dennis, because you don't just want to hand away frags, but they still managed to remedy the problem. And, well, I think you're looking at their money at the moment, and it is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, Kenny's on 30 grand, but I mean, does they make no one to be site? Lekro to find one. Be looking for more, but Six is there to trade things out. Does find that frag and opens up the entire B site. All the place to trying to come on through to trade things out. Does make his way onto the site, but is going to get taken down in the process. Happy, meanwhile, finding 2 of his own in towards mid. Now it's all on Twist. And while he's 1 versus 4, all the way back in T-spawn, I think he went there in the hope maybe he could try and scavenge a rifle or go on the long flank, but sadly, neither of those things looking entirely possible. He does have the deagle, no armor. Might be able to find a couple of frags in mid, though, as EnVyUs look to go hunting.
Yeah, I wonder if it is just me, or have we only seen 1 tactical pause in all of the best of ones we've seen? And I think that was in the complexity game. Like, literally no tactical pause are coming out at the moment. They're on the online games. They just don't seem to want to bother to try and remedy the problems that they're having. And when you're 12-1 down, yeah, it's probably a little bit late now, but where was the sort of moment where you go, okay, hey, this is going really badly wrong. We need to change something?
Yeah, I mean, I think that was probably about, 5 rounds ago.
Not more.
Yeah, I mean, the second you see Envy take the... Oh, yeah, there you go.
They've just gone for the absolute AWP play and just all in money bags, and they invest everything to just try and take that first pick, and they do. It's going to be Sixer actually finding the AWP shot. Not the person I would have expected to find it, out of all the AWPers that could be on the other side. Happy, obviously, being an AWPer in previous days of Envy, and MBK picks it up on Dust 2 CT side as well. So, well, the fact that Sixer's hitting that shot, nice little start to the round, and then Kenny will get tagged down to 28 HP. And they do have a double op still on the CT side as well, so the picks are definitely going to be their main avenue of getting back into this round.
Yeah, currently Envy, they're sending everyone in through the lower tunnels, with the exception, of course, of Happy playing the lurk roll as you would expect it towards top mid. Wenton looking to go aggressive out long, could get caught in the crossfire while the rest of EnVyUs in towards the upper tunnels. Looking to make their way towards B. Only Olaf to hold this one down, but he does have the AWP. There's a smoke in the way as well, so this is where Olaf has to come up huge. Going to find some good damage. Twisted from mid, finds 2, going to be looking for a 3rd as well. Olaf is going to fall, but Twist is still up, and he's going to go out for the repeat, but is going to get taken down as, what was that, Kenny and MBK completely shut down the site. Dennis coming in from mid, able to pick up 1 frag, and actually burns, Twist burns down, what was it, Kenny as well. So now it's all on Happy, 1 versus 1, trying to come in from that flank. He was over towards long, bombs down on site. Dennis has no information, though, as to where Happy could be, and it's looking like he's going to get caught out with his pants down, but doesn't actually just make it around the corner in time. Happy still finds the spray regardless. So it is going to go 113 as EnVyUs, they pick up another round on the board, and there's just no stopping them.
Yeah, no, nice attempt to bring this one back. They do come pretty damn close. But it's not enough. They're not able to win the round, and the problem is they don't have any at this point. They've got 1 on the board, and now they're trying to fight things back. Once again, Twist is going to get the glass cannon AWP, a last-ditch effort to try and make something work. Flashbang from Apex as he goes barreling out long, just trying to take as much map control as possible, spraying through the smoke. Gets pretty damn close. But it's not going to be the first frag eventually. Well, there we go. MBK shuts another down. Olaf, he's gone very aggressive. Will come in behind as Twist adds another to the kill feed, but it's still an advantage for the Envy side. They've got lots of map control, can cross over safely. Although maybe, no, the smoke is actually going to block it out just enough to give Sixer the bomb. And, well, that's going to be the plant. Even going to get it for long as well, which will just set things up ready and waiting for Kenny.
Yeah, it's basically going to be whether or not Twist can counter AWP Kenny, who's just been on fire so far. So odds are somewhat stacked against him. They're going to be trying to come into this. Twist doesn't have armor, something to bear in mind as well as they make their way through, because he did go glass cannon. Tries to spot out the player on site in the form of Sixer, but can't quite find it. Sixer's going to find that first frag. Apex was setting up the crossfire. Lekro does trade things out, but Apex in from long finds 1, and then Kenny to end it. Takes down Lekro to secure a 14th round on the board and leave them 1 round away from match point. This was a complete and utter slaughter.
Yeah, I don't know what just happened. This was not supposed to be going this way. Fnatic seemed pretty happy up until this point. We looked at the stats saying, yeah, they've been doing pretty well, but, well, I thought that we sort of saw their Dust 2 improve when Sixer came in. This is not improvement. This is a complete overhaul. This is ridiculous. Their T side is absolutely phenomenal. They just won 14 rounds on the T side of Dust 2, and that is not, well, that was not on the script. Let's put it that way. Nobody saw that one coming. Either way, T side now for Fnatic. Pistol, well, it's crucial. If they lose it, they're on up against match point. So not going to be a good start for them, and they need to get themselves this pistol to even have any sort of hope. Happy. Well, 1 HP, still survive, and he's going to try and at least take the challenge a little bit as he fall back.
Yeah, Fnatic right now, they've managed to get control of the lower tunnels. Apex does go a little bit aggressive early on, but isn't able to find anything on the back of it. Twist, meanwhile, finds one in mid onto Sixer. Apex is going to fall as well. Does pick up 1 frag, though, before he goes. As just a bit of a parting gift. Well, now it's going to be a 3-on-4. Happy, though, only on 1 HP, is rotating in through CT to try and watch for any sort of mid play. Fnatic right now looking a little bit curious as to what mid does have in store. They're going to smoke it and look to potentially split out on towards this B site. Lekr going to be making his way in through upper tunnels. And Olofmeister, well, he was looking over towards where Happy is. Surely you can see his little mushroom helmet over the top of the smoke, and he does so. Takes him down, finds one into MBK as well. Well, as MBK falls, it's all going to be on Kenny now. 1 versus 3, rotating in from this A site in through tunnels. Sadly, Olofmeister is going to be here already and waiting. But Kenny doing the damage, takes him down low, but isn't able to find the shot just yet. Has to try and line it up, and they're both exchanging a good bit of damage back and forth. The only thing is Kenny's fast running at a time.
Yeah, he doesn't have himself a kit, doesn't have himself much health either. And it will be Olof picking up 3 kills in the pistol round to help them over the line. Now we go into what is going to be round number 17. I wouldn't be surprised to see a force up from EnVy. They are the Pistol Kings. And, well, we're going to see whether or not they can challenge the Pistol King, of course. We've got Dennis in play at the moment. I'm sure he should have an SMG or something of the sort picked up. Maybe the rifle for him at the moment. But, well, we're going to go into this round. They've actually gone relatively heavy on the rifles, not looking to make too much cash up. They just want to continue to make sure that they win rounds. Lekr will start things off. Takes a bit of a tag in the meantime, but no more magic for MBK in this round at least. 3 players currently in the vicinity of the B site, although the rotation is quick from Apex to take some more presence back over towards A. But you can see the sort of Antico strategy that Fnatic are taking into account. They're going to play things passively, wait for any aggression, and after the first pick, they don't really have any need to go super aggressive.
No, definitely not. Not into that B site as well, be the key thing. I mean, you're up against the pistols, of course, on EnVyUs. They're very good with pistols, and you don't want to be giving them the chance to get their foot in the door as you make your way through, at close ranges. So we're going to be looking at them try to go out long, which is a smart choice. They've already got the man advantage as they make their way out. All 5 members of Fnatic here, and well, it's all on Apex, really, to try and hold this down, making his way up towards the cross. He's going to get smoked out. Looks to go a little bit aggressive. They're pushing up through the smoke with the Deagle. He's going to get tagged down and taken out by Olofmeister with a swift headshot there. Lekr as well finds one on a Kenny in mid. Sixer trying to trade things out. Does take down Olofmeister, but it's still a 2-on-4. Well, I mean, Happy still trying to lurk here. I mean, he's very dedicated to this role, making his way up towards top mid. Hasn't even started running yet. No sense of urgency. EnVyUs, I mean, they've got 12 rounds left to play around with. If there was ever a time, to not feel that urgent, I guess now is the time. And we're happy he's going to be setting up out towards long to try and find some exit frags.
Yeah, of course. He has got a little bit of a decent position. I don't think there's any need for them to actually go through long. And, of course, into the next round, if they keep these pistols in play, it will give them another avenue to attack into the next. So I don't think there's too much of a problem there. Obviously, they have a huge buffer to play with, so no reason to go for anything overzealous. Just want to try and basically keep this into the next round. That's exactly what he would do. In terms of Fnatic, they're still just playing this very, very safe. Maybe Olof will pick up an SMG to bolster up his economy a little bit, but again, I don't feel like that's particularly necessary, and in fact, they will just stick with straight rifles. They're really not taking any risks at this point.
Yeah, I mean, can you blame them? EnVyUs, they've been on fire. And so Fnatic, they're trying to get every round they can in the most safest way as well. MBK towards B, trying to find some early damage out on Owented. Isn't going to be able to land the shot just yet, but does spot him out. Currently we're seeing a 3-2 split from the side of EnVyUs. No one opting to play that mid area. They are only on these pistols, and they're trying to catch Fnatic off guard, but a bit of a stack in towards this A site.
Of course. It is those pistols still. You have the Deeg onto Sixer, although it looks like that's about to be lost. He will take one with him, actually, in fact, and it's Kenny to go down. spamming away. Lekr are going to be very low on HP, so there is still the potential to do quite a bit of damage going into this round. The boost will come in, and this gives Sixer another opportunity. In fact, gets a second. Lekr falls eventually, and well, now you're looking at this sort of round. Maybe the Pistols can do a little bit more. They've picked up the Deagle once again. Still got the CZ and armor onto Happy, who's looking to go for this boost. He did just make a sound cue, so maybe they'll spot him out. And actually, it does seem to be the case, but he's still going to take Twist with him at least. And well, finally, they finish off this round, but losing 3 players when you had, well, you've lost at least 2 rifles. I think they still had a scout in play, so they won't lose as much. But at the same time, it doesn't leave them with too much of a buffer. But in terms of a buffer, they don't even have many rounds.
Yeah, no. I mean, they're 10 rounds behind right now, behind EnVyUs. EnVyUs as well, 1 round away from match point. So it's not going to be looking too good. Twister's trying to tag down mid though on MBK, and he's been a star player for EnVyUs. I mean, currently he's 21 to 11. He hasn't been able to find much in the pistol rounds, so, you know, a few rounds ago it might be a little bit more of an impressive statistic, but regardless, that is incredible on his team. Puts him 7 rounds ahead. 7 kills ahead in comparison to everyone. Of course, 14 frags across the board for everyone else on EnVyUs. So MBK has been the driving force. Him getting tagged down low is going to bode well for Fnatic here, as they look to try and take control of mid. 3 players here to start things off. olofmeister don't find one out into MBK. He's going to get removed straight away off the face of this map. And, well, that's going to bode very well for Fnatic as they look to make their way potentially in towards this A site.
Yeah, nice start, and they've got to utilize this man advantage well. Of course, no AWP onto Kenny yet, which is definitely an avenue that could change the way the hold actually comes in. You can see he's playing it very passively at the moment over towards A, holding Goose once again. As said, it's one of those positions where really you need someone sort of baiting in the spot, and you'd hope that the Ts would make sure they check it, especially when they utilized it themselves earlier in the game. Dennis should be one to think, okay, if I can do that, surely they can do that as well. In terms of the way they're pushing, it does seem to be they're about to hit short, and Lekr is just going to hold to make sure there's no rotation through long at least. However, there is still a long position actually being held by Apex, and in the value of a retake, that's going to be very, very high. 30 seconds left on the clock. The push is about to be made, and they have gone for the sort of jump down, but already Winton will be lost, and, well, they've got to make their move. They've only got 20 seconds to actually get themselves onto the site. Kenny is still just sat there, but he misses his shots. Dennis finds another in Apex as well, and it's back to a 3v2, and they will get themselves that bomb plant.
Yeah, it's all unhappy, and Sixer left in for the retake. 2 versus 3, like you say, and that's going to leading the advantage the way of Fnatic. And once Dennis finds one, they're happy. It's going to be reinforced that much more. Sixer is able to find one in towards short as he takes down Lekr. Leave this in a 1 versus 2 to try and retake the site. Doesn't have information as to where these players are. Doesn't know where Dennis is over towards the actual site itself. But olofmeister is going to be the wild card. They don't know where he is on the side of EnVyUs. And as a result, Sixer looking like he's going to be trying to take this passively. Can't find anything straight away. And as a result, probably going to be looking to save this AK into the 20th round.
Yeah, of course. As I said, buffer still huge for EnVy at this stage, so there's not really any reason to go for anything too crazy. Of course, they now have themselves a bit of a loss bonus starting to build up, and actually they're going to catch out Dennis and an AWP, so that's definitely something to play behind in this round. Whether they'll actually go for a force, that's another thing altogether. It's looking like they're just going to get some Kevlar onto Kenny, a few pistols to play with, and then just continue into the next round with a full buy anyway.
Yeah, I mean, EnVyUs buying up a little bit onto the cards what they can, but, you know, nothing too substantial. Kenny S is going to be having that AWP in hand to try and have an impact into this round. Flashes out towards long. Of course, we're going to be seeing Kenny playing over towards the long angle. Does find one out of all. Going to be peeking out to find a second. Apex doing good damage. He's going to get taken out by Twist finally, but still it's a 1-for-2 trade in favor of EnVyUs. Kenny's going to get flashed out, but Twist can't find the shot. Falls back to the site, and now he's going to be facing off against the Swedish AWPer as he makes his way out long. They're not going to be able to catch each other just yet. Falls back passively onto the site. And we see Twist trying to find something from Pit. Bomb still committed to this long angle as well. And Winton going to be running the rest of his team over towards that angle. Still committed to this A site despite the presence of Kenny S. So completely unfazed by the AWP being there. Going to be continuing with their bombardment of the A site.
Yeah, I almost have that feeling of not like this in the back of my mind at the moment for Fnatic. Already losing a few players, plenty of pistols, Deegs, and an AWP onto Kenny, pushing on towards this site. It almost screams wrongdoing at the moment for Fnatic. Kenny is just going to be holding quite passively and already takes the head clean off of Dennis. They've still got to worry about Happy on the site. I think they will spot him out, but missed the shot. And actually, that's going to give him a chance to take the kill. Not quite going to get Winton, but in the meantime, Sixer goes through. And this leaves Winton just on 16 HP. The damage has been done. He's trying to fight this one off. He's in a 1 versus 2. Can he get Kenny as well? Well, it's pretty damn close. But MBK, of course, it's MBK, the MB King. is going to finish off this one, and that will be a 15th round on the board for ENVY.
Yeah, they're going to be arriving at match point in style as well. On the back of a force by Kenny to open things up with the AWP. Apex as well, chiming in with one of his own. And then MBK to finish things off with that also critical headshot onto the last remaining Fnatic player in the form of Wenton. So it's going to go 5 to 15, 10 rounds to the difference. And most importantly, EnVyUs already at that critical match point stage. Fnatic, they're going to be the back foot into this round as well. They have the Galil, they have a tech. They have very little in the way of utility. And it's not going to be looking good.
Yeah, the big problem there as well is ENVY now have absolutely everything they need. That was only a force buy. They were ready for the buy in the next round. Instead, they get to keep a couple of players alive. They don't have to rebuy the AWP. So it's just going to be a flawless buy coming out from ENVY. And, well, you've already mentioned that on the other side, it's definitely not the case. A Tech-9 onto Lekro does give him the sort of run-and-gun avenue, and he's actually going to be throwing in the utility for his team to pop flash them out into mid. Now, Happy is going to be waiting around the smoke, probably going to try and boost himself up a little bit, but it's Sixer who's going to have that first avenue of attack, and he walks out, finds himself too. It is going to be a quick couple of trades, but quickly Happy manages to go through the smoke and find another. They have lost the B site, so there is an opportunity for the T's to at least try to fight this one back. It's a 2 versus 3. They picked up an AK onto Lekro as well, so definitely something a little bit more to play with. But ENVY, well, they're ready for this retake. They don't have too much utility, no Molotovs to clear angles, but they already have the man advantage.
Yeah, I mean, 3 flashes to make your way into the site is nothing to shake a stick at either. Currently, though, EnVyUs just biding their time, waiting around, not going to be trying to give too much away early on. They are in a good position to try and retake this, and I mean, currently they're taking it quite passively. They don't want to be pushing in. I mean, B site infamously is going to be hard to retake, and if Olaf can spot out a frag in mid, it would have made it a hell of a lot more difficult. But Apex finds the first and finds a second as well. Olaf, why did you peek that angle? I think he went to go try and get the trade, catch Apex off guard, but he's going to get taken down, and that was just incredibly sloppy and almost reminiscent of kind of the whole stance from Fnatic throughout this match. It has been a little bit sloppy, and EnVyUs, they've been on form, and you cannot afford to be, you know, going for peaks like that, going for angles like that when you're up against an EnVyUs that is looking this strong.
Yeah, no, it was sort of almost just they lost it in the first half, and by the end, they tried to come back. They had a couple of decent rounds, but ultimately, you look at that sort of score and you go, okay, you won the second pistol and you still lose by that margin. Something's clearly gone wrong in the first half, and 14-1. What a ridiculous T-side. MBK not only having, what, like 20 kills or whatever it was in the first half, all of them were so impactful. Most of them were entry kills. I think in the round where he aced, 3 of the kills was him entering onto the A side and just clearing it out alone. Yeah, the rest were sort of catching people off guard, but that's just absolutely ludicrous the way he played. And it's not like Apex was playing poorly either on the entry. We saw a couple of rounds where he walks in and get a 3K, and yes, that's props to them. They're hitting instant headshots. It's hard to deal with, but you have to wonder if maybe Fnatic need to work on their CT side setup or just work on winning the knife so they can start on the other side.
Yeah, no, that maybe isn't the most valid argument. But yeah, we're gonna be taking a quick break, and then we will be right back. Why did I struggle there? Yeah,
we'll be
right back with some more games right after I deal with my life.